in a bronze statue at the Nike HQ. Tell us about that.
So Eliud Kipchoge, marathon great, was honored again. This is not the first honor he's getting. He actually won an award just a couple of weeks ago, and has now been honored by Nike. Remember, he partners with Nike for his kits, and he has been, recognized for his outstanding performance. And by the way, they also named a track after him, the Eliud Kipchoge track, and athletes can go and train there and run there. But Kenyans also have lauded him online for his dedication. He brought the aspect that running is also psychological, and now by the way, he has won 16 out of 19 marathons.
Wow.
He has competed in.
Yes.
And if you want to find him on the Guinness World Records 2022, is on page 245.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's also even a documentary on him. I haven't watched it yet. Have you watched it?
Not yet, but I know no man is limited. No human is limited.
I like that. No human is limited.
That psychological aspect, by the way, was one of the biggest points for his career, because he brought out this whole new angle to the athletics.
Yeah.
People think it's all about, the body and being fit, but he has brought this whole psychological angle, him dedicating all his time to training and just training and preparing for these world marathons and actually winning them.
Yeah.
So Kenyans have really, really congratulated him online for this feat. And Nike seems to have also taken that direction in this bronze statue.
Yeah, of course. It's a big deal. He's a world record holder and he's celebrated globally.
Yeah.
Moving on now,
Yeah.
back to Kenya. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta celebrated his birthday, turned 62.
Yes,
We've just seen a report where he was even called by a radio station here. Tell us about that.
He actually turned 62, and he was called and said, life begins at 40.
Right.
So yeah, Kenyans have also gone online to wish him a happy birthday. And 62 is quite an age for a former president. And remember there was that talk about whether he's retiring early, and there was that conversation starting to come up about him not having to retire this early. We should give him some more time to be our president. But Kenyans, Gatundu residents actually, in his home area, they went to the market, bought some cake and cut it and distributed it among the residents just to commemorate his birthday, and maybe as a feat for the development that he has brought to the region. You remember when someone comes from your region and becomes president, that in itself is a big achievement.
Big deal.
So when the development goes to the grassroots, the residents there felt it necessary to celebrate with him. Also the Jubilee Party, they celebrated with him. Phone calls, by the way, I'm surprised that he was picking phone calls.
I guess he's got time.
No, I think he has time off his itinerary now.
Yeah.
He picked phone calls from a local radio station where they wished him a happy birthday, calls from Jubilee chief David Murathe, and which he also responded to, and he sounded very elated. He's probably relaxing wherever he is. For sure.
Yeah. Right. So of course a happy belated birthday to the former president. But now moving on, there's a MCA's bid impeachment in Baringo County Assembly. That was quite an interesting conversation. Very, very interesting, in fact. MCAs have been in the limelight lately for all this manner of things that are quite varied, if I may say that. Right. But Baringo County Assembly yesterday debated a motion to remove Public Works, Transport and Infrastructure Minister on account of having unkempt beard and having disorderly behavior. So this was very interesting because MCAs, we've seen all this manner of debates in county assemblies, especially now that Governor Kawira Mwangaza, governor of Meru County, is also impeached now by the same MCAs. So the minister is accused of, gracing county events, appearing drunk. These are accusations. We cannot verify these accusations. But they are saying this is unlawful if you look at the Public Officers Ethics Act. So some MCAs felt the motion was unnecessary. Kenyans online also felt the motion was unnecessary because there was other pressing issues like development, hunger, climate, whatnot. But some of them also felt that, this is something we could debate, the conduct of public officers, and especially those with the responsibility of running the county. So this was really a mixed reaction. But online it was trending. But you see, people took the angle of the beard. They didn't take the angle of the purported bad behavior. But the beard was really big. because that's what people see.
Yes.
And I mean, beard at this age, you know, it's some form of fashion. It's
Yes.
a way of looking good.
It's like dreadlocks. You remember the whole dreadlocks issue?
Yes.
How people used to say people with dreadlocks, you
Yeah.
know, probably are criminals. I mean, looks like a reincarnation of that narrative. But I honestly saw the beard and it was not unkempt.
It was.
Or maybe those are old photos. I don't
Well,
know.
this is just our opinion, but like, you know,
Yeah.
like we said earlier, there may be more pressing issues
Yes.
than just that. But of course, they have the right to bring up such issues, right? Let's move on to something else finally, just to wrap up now.
Yeah.
There's a Murang'a man who was living in a cave. He passed and he was just laid to rest.
Such a sad story.
Tell us about that.
Such a sad story. So Francis Murigu, was living in a cave after being abandoned by his family. His family, excluding one person who was his son. His son used to take care of him in the cave. It is said that he had mental health issues. So the wife and some of his kids abandoned him. But he actually got some help from well-wishers who published his story online, and you know, the area MCA came to help, and a couple of people put some funds together to build him a house. But a couple of weeks later now, he has passed away. We are yet to establish what led to his death.
What happened?
Yes, but it was a really sad affair, this one, because Kenyans, when they come together online to, you know, raise funds for someone like this, and then now, weeks later, he is no more. It was really sad. But Kenyans online also went back to the same posts. The same posts started recirculating of him living in a cave, and you know, all this now transition into the new house. It was a very colorful ceremony, by the way, when they were launching the house, when they were opening the house, and they were warming it. It was a very colorful ceremony, but now he is no more.
Yeah, may he rest in peace, of course.
Absolutely.
It's a very tragic story. He had a mental health issue, and
it brings to the fore the whole issue around,
Yeah.
remember the whole issue around the elderly and taking care of them?
Yes.
And the whole issue around the woman who was found dead in her compound, abandoned. It raises questions about how we take care of the elderly in the society.
Yes, and I'm sure you've also seen that documentary that was done by the BBC on the elderly, and
in the homes.
Yes, it's pretty tragic, you know. Right.
Yeah. Fatia, quickly.
Yes.
The supplementary budget is out. So economic pundits are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And you know, there's some interesting, remember the declaration by the president about how he'll slash 500 million off of his budget to help build a special education institute.
Right.
So in this particular supplementary budget, there's a provision that proposes an increase of recurrent expenditure. So Kenyans are already talking, by the way.
Yeah.
You can access it on the Treasury website, but Kenyans are already talking about it. That's the first proposal that is already gaining momentum. Maybe in the coming week we'll see some of that on Twitter trending.
Right. Of course, with the current cost of